making Tuscan pork ribs with the Fissler pressure cookers. And our ingredients for this recipe are 2 pounds of pork ribs. And these are without bone, but you can use bone also, it doesn't matter. And you can use basically any kind of meat, 2 pounds. If it could be pork, it could be lamb, it could be chicken. That's the wonderful thing about the recipe, it's a lot of versatility. 1 onion chopped, 2 stalks of celery, these will be chopped also, and about 4 medium carrots, and this will also be chopped. This is all going to go in our Fissler pressure cooker. We have 1 cup of white beans. We're going to be adding some chopped garlic for flavor, spices. We'll be using olive oil to saute our celery, our carrots, our onion, and our garlic. So you'll need olive oil. And then you will need just canned tomatoes with the juice. And seasoning, salt, pepper, and some Italian seasoning. And those are our ingredients. Making our Tuscan pork ribs is to heat the olive oil. This is the Fissler pressure cooker, which is going right on the cooktop. And I've got it on a medium-high heat to get it heated. All right, we've got our pork ribs, and I'm just seasoning them with some black pepper. And then I'm going to sprinkle some salt on them. And then we're going to brown them in the Fissler pressure cooker. And if you're like me, you might have been thinking, oh, pressure cooking, that's, what my grandmother used eons ago when she was canning, and that's all it was for. But pressure cooking is making a big comeback because pressure cooking takes 70% less time than traditional cooking. We're just laying these in our olive oil, and let's see, I'm gonna adjust this just a bit because we just want to brown these. Whenever you brown the meat, you're just locking in all those juices that are in our pork ribs, just giving it a nice crust. We're browning on both sides. This is a very quick and easy meal. I would say the prep time for this is about 15 minutes, and then you've got 30 minutes of cooking. But once everything's in the Fissler pressure cooker, you're done. And this is a one pot meal, so very simple. Energy. So we're all concerned about using less energy, cooking faster. This is the kind of meal when you get home from work, you can be done in 30 minutes and have a nutritional meal for your family. And you're not eating fast food, you're not eating prepackaged things that have a lot of preservatives in it. You're eating fresh, wholesome foods that are done with the Fissler pressure cooker. This is a German-made pressure cooker. It's very well made and will be an investment that will last for years and years and years. You'll be passing this down to your granddaughter or grandson to use when they start cooking or start cooking. All right, I'm transferring the pork ribs to a plate now, because in this same oil we are going to saute the onion, the carrots, the celery, the garlic. Okay. Those and this is all chopped, and I just use my little hand chopper. But if you have a fancy Cuisinart or something, you can use that too. And the pork ribs, we brown those for about 5 minutes on each side. Now we're adding our vegetables. Everything's all chopped, so we're just adding that to the pressure cooker. We're just going to let those saute for just a few minutes before we start adding all the other ingredients.
Live TV.
Adding all the other ingredients. Because you're only using 1 pan. That smells wonderful. Excellent. are now going to add our other ingredients, which is our white beans. This is great because beans are so good for us, and they're going to taste great in this. We're going to add our canned tomatoes with the juice. Just give them a little bit of a stir. Now the wonderful thing about cooking with a pressure cooker is, once we get this all sealed up and it begins to cook, none of the oxygen that hits the food in conventional cooking, which zaps it of the vitamins and the nutrition, is going to be a problem. All right, this is some vegetable broth, and I'm going to add vegetable broth and water. The total amount of liquid is 3.5 cups, but I just think the vegetable broth is going to give it a little more flavor. Now we're going to add our pork back into the mixture. It's just going to lay on top. Yum, yum. Okay. All right, now who would have thought cooking with a pressure cooker would be so simple? I remember my grandmother used to have to time everything, and we had to make sure it didn't explode, and this is so easy. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning. This is just a nice mixture of Italian seasonings that's going to make it give it a little bit more flavor. Just going to add that to the top. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit more liquid because remember we had 3.5 cups total, and I used the 1 can of broth. You could use all water, it would be fine. I just like a little extra flavor. Okay, and we are ready now to put the lid on our Fissler pressure cooker. Now we're just putting the lid and snapping it closed. Okay, and then we will I'm going to turn the heat up so that it begins cooking. Now the pressure is just going to cook all of that to a beautiful tender. The meat's going to be, you're going to see it whenever we uncover the lid, but it's done now. It's 30 minutes, it's going to sit there, do its thing, and you can set the table, pour yourself a glass of iced tea or wine or whatever you're drinking, and you're done. So we'll wait for a result. It's been 30 minutes, so we take the pressure cooker and we just put it in the sink and run cold water over it. Wait for the pressure to go down, and then we're going to open the lid and have a delicious dinner. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Beautiful pork, Tuscan pork dinner, complete in our Fissler pressure cooker.